film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it. Real big close-up. And we spoke to a scientist to make sure it was, physically correct and whatever. We said, hey, scientist guy, like, how much damage could a raccoon realistically do? And he told us a lot.
Hey, welcome, GetUrDone. Thank you for coming back.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Man, I'm telling you, we tried the Discord way. Obviously, there was some issues there, but this is so much better, especially with the editing and production we can do. So, beyond that, can you explain to people who you are inside the game, and then we can get into who you are as a person?
Let's see. Well, I mean, everybody already knows me by GetUrDone, and I was part of LLS. I was definitely recruited by a certain individual, and LLS folded up, and now I'm with LAA.
LAA, all right. Well, there's some good people over there, so I'd love to have like Chips or Chainsaw on. By the way, if you can maybe plant a little bird. That's serious.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on because you definitely advertised, so it's really on the people.
I felt bad about that, actually. I tried to get a hold of them directly, and I never got a response, so it's okay. They don't have to. I'm just letting them know that I think their story would be interesting to me, at least, and that's really all I care about. As long as it's interesting to me, I think it's interesting to people beyond me. So let me ask you this. Who are you in real life? Like, not necessarily, address, shit like that, but what do you do in real life and hobbies, shit like that?
Well, I'm an electrical engineer, and I have another degree, but mainly I stick with my electrical engineering, and as far as my hobbies, whether, it's a lot of work involved on what I do, but mainly hunting and fishing, and kicking back and relaxing with good people.
I love it. What's your other degree, if you don't mind?
I actually have another degree in heating, air, and refrigeration.
See, that's brilliant. Always going to need it. Let me ask you this. What region are you in if you're hunting and fishing?
Well, I mean, there's several states, several places.
Well, so I'm from the Midwest. It sounds like you're from the Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie from anybody. I mean, I live here in on the eastern part of Oklahoma here, and
oh, okay.
I've got plenty of lakes and areas to hear.
You ever go noodling?
But I mean, oh yeah. But I mean, I'm also in kind of the oil industry. A buddy of mine's got a business that brokers tubing and casing, so I do a little bit of that. So a lot of people they always ask me, how do you talk so much? Well, when you talk on the phone all the time, you kind of get that compatible where you always talk to anybody and everybody.
Speaking of that, I'm not used to talking this much. I think I've pounded out like 6 interviews now. You're only going to see 2 that's ready. That's been dropped. They're all ready. Long and short, sure. My throat is fucking killing me. That's why we were supposed to have a different interview tonight. I was, staying up, making sure everything was ready, and yeah, it's just my throat is crazy irritated. I didn't realize how much I had to talk,
Oh, sure. Well, especially doing something like this, if you're doing, depending on how many you do a day, yeah, you're going to be busy talking with your voice.
Yeah, and the whole idea was not only to, get the first 9 episodes out but it's just kind of an introduction to who I am as well, because hopefully people are learning more about me as I do this too. I don't want people to feel afraid or, whatever. I mean, even if you hate me, come on and tell me you hate me, but at least do it in your voice. That's all I need is a Discord call. And if you trust Discord, you can trust me, because that's all we're doing. So I just want to throw that out there.
Of course.
All right. Well, so beyond that, let me ask you this: what was what was one of your most favorite times during the game? Like maybe wars or it doesn't whatever. What was your favorite memory so far of Sky Warriors?
Just I would say it really is just the enjoyment of the game. I've had some good battles. I really like battling the F-35 because usually you got Bread and Crash and whoever else may be with them. The competition's really stiff when you're kind of by yourself and really don't have anybody to go with you. So it just kind of makes you fight a little harder.
Man, those F-35s are tough, aren't they?
Oh, sure.
Man,
yeah, sure.
They whoever came up with the armor thing when they realized, that was going to be a big deal, kudos to them. So, speaking
Sure.
of, I think I'm pretty sure I got kicked from the F-35 server, which is some fun stuff. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. Let's see. I was going to ask you something, bro. What was I going to ask you, brother? That's terrible. Man, I'm getting old. I'm sorry. I am so old.
Well,
Do you remember?
I actually stopped right.
Go ahead.
I actually stopped right here. I actually stopped right here. I got a nice view of the Grand Neosho River, just sitting here talking to you on this podcast.
Dude, I appreciate that so much. Like the respect that you show me just by pulling over to make sure you have a signal. Like, I promise you, this is not for. It's not going to be a real podcast somewhere. This is literally just for the Sky Warriors community, and I hope people understand that. I know you understand that, and for you to do that, take real life time. It means a ton, and.
Well, I mean, if I go another quarter mile, I know for sure I'm going to lose you, so I don't want to waste your time or my time.
Well, and I appreciate that so much, for real. I really do. And I also want to shout out all the features that we have inside of Grimmy's, whether it's a Grimmy Award for Comment of the Week or the new features, just playing around with bar trivia. There's a lot of people working hard to try to give everybody an experience they want. So let me shout those guys out.
And I agree with that because I see a lot of the all pro monitors or whatever you want to call them are asking questions about wanting people's different opinions on what they could do to make it better. That's all you can do to try to make something better. Right,
and again, I think that's why we existed to begin with, was to, just the community talking, but really not to be. We wanted to be the complete opposite of what the Sky Warriors Discord has become. Apparently, they're getting better though. Let me be clear, and I'm not attacking the community mods. The community mods have a very hard job, so I really appreciate you saying, recognizing that we do care. I think a lot of it has to do with the player base. They might just be done. I don't know what's going on, or maybe it's just our generation too.
Well, if you're coming in and out there quite a bit throughout any part of the day, or say like this weekend, I've seen several things be accomplished this weekend, and it's not going to happen by itself.
No, and that's the thing. Like, even I'll go in there and have conversations with new people, and not just DMing them and say, "Hey, join me," because these guys suck. But just having a conversation with people is a big deal, and I love it when people have time and our chats are lit up in Grimmies. I hope it keeps going.
I've seen it, just like with any server, it don't matter what server it may be. I just seen another guy that's been in the game for a long time that left the LLS server, and plus he left the LAA server. So that told me right there that he's going to quit. I'm not going to mention his name, but I know for a fact he's going to quit. He's been in the game for a long time.
Which is the type of person I would love to interview. Again, maybe you can reach out, but at the same time, I hope people understand. I really want us all stay together if possible, but it's going to take a little bit of effort on their part.
Well, we or you or whoever it may be are not going to be able to make everybody happy. That's just life. That's the way it's going to be.
Sure, it's just
There's always somebody that's going to get offended by something being said, or you never know what it may be. That somebody might just have an off day and decide to say the hell with them.
that's true. That's 100% true, and it's kind of counterintuitive to what Grimmy's was supposed to be. So, and I realize you can't make everybody happy. The deal is it's worth a try, in my opinion.
Sure.
That way, at least everybody feels a place. I hope you feel like you have a place. You're just as good as me.
I mean,
So,
for like me or you, we're cut ups. There's the majority of the people on there are cut ups, but a lot of people are not. They're not that way.
yeah,
They're not cut ups. They're dry.
yeah,
They don't have no. What am I trying to say here? They don't have no, pizzazz as far as they're just straightforward people that if you cut a joke with them, they're not going to be able to handle it.
yeah.
Some people's built that way.
It's just, and I wish I could help them out too. I guarantee you, all the mods and developers that we have inside the server, because I'll call them developers because literally they might take a program like a bot, but they also customize it, and
Sure.
it's just crazy. I have an editor now. I mean, that's doing this for free. It's the idea is this will be for us. 5 years down the road, 2 years down the road. 6 months down the road when Sky Warriors fucking shuts off the server. Who knows? But
Right.
the biggest thing to me that I want to make sure that happens, and I've spoke about this inside the developer room. I don't want this podcast to overtake anything else inside of the Grimmies. The Grimmies was meant for awards and community activity, and maybe it's just a slow night, but it sure seems like people are either sketched out, something's going on, and I certainly hope it's not because of this.
Right.
It does worry me.
I wouldn't think it'd be. I think, if I'll be honest with you, today being like a Sunday, that a lot of people are spending time with their families or whatever, and Sunday's just kind of the family day for a lot of people,
Yeah, and I hope that's all it is. I really do. But let's get off that subject. Let's go with you work with dogs, right?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. I work with Lad.
With lab. And see, the thing is I don't think a lot of people, and I know people in Europe don't understand the concept of hunting with dogs. Can you explain a little bit what it means to you to do it and why you do it?
Well, to me, it's more about the dog than it is shooting a bird. I mean, I've been duck hunting a lot of places in this country, and like I said, the most important to me is working with the dog to watch the dog work.
Mm-hmm.
When you've worked with a dog, started off with a dog with a pup, and then about after a year and a half to 2 years, you start to see all your work come together. It shows you that the effort's been made. It's all about the effort.
Yeah, on both parts, I would assume.
Sure.
You get super close with your dogs?
Oh yeah. Well, that one on my profile picture, that near about put me in the grave.
What do you mean?
Well, as far as the amount of time and effort and training I put into that dog, and he didn't get to live a good life. He only got to live about 3.5 years old, and he got lymphoma cancer.
Oh my God!
So take him to the vet. They wanted me to drop $5,000 down right there, and they told me right there they couldn't save him. So I mean, what can you do?
I don't know. Just spend what time you could before, a humane way. I'm assuming, yeah.
Well, a lot of people, if they're animal lovers, they're just like me. They consider them almost a kid. As far as if they get sick, you got to take them to the vet or whatever. So when you get real close to them, that's like mine right here. He's standing on my console, looking out the front window. He's dying to go in the water.
All ready to go.
Oh yeah, he's ready. He's ready to just go down there and bail in.
Well, what about what do you think's going to happen with Sky Warriors? I guess immediately and overall.
I think it's not going to be it immediately. I think overall, where I'm at right now, the T7, as far as when they do drop the T8s out, I don't think they'll bring the F-22 or the top-of-the-line planes out, because if they do, there's nothing else there that can be able to compete with those jets at that level. So my thoughts are, is them being the greedy devs that they are, that when the T8s come out, I believe the prices will go up even more.
Yeah, I would assume so. And when it comes to tier 8, I mean, I think you're right. They're going to hold on to it forever. Tier 7, even though the planes exist, I mean, really what you got was a skin with canards.
Sure. Well, I mean, like I said, I believe as far as what the prices are right now, it's like I see more and more of a lot more merging going on, and I was in a top squad within the top 10 with LLS.
Mm-hmm.
As far as seeing what squads are doing, they're starting to drop back down as far as not wanting to compete at the top level. So you take a full-fledged team, just like that GR war here a while back, those two Greek squads going at it for what they put up, a 10 million war for what that cost. People's not wanting to do that as far as just a game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we love the game, but how much money do you just want to burn?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they've captured a certain segment of people where it's like, oh, you want to compete, but you're going to have to pay for it. And that's fine. We all knew it was a pay-to-play game, but it's out of control, in my opinion. And I think everybody's, yeah.
Like I said, we all don't mind wasting money, but you might as well just go out there and put those $100 bills in a little pile there and set them on fire.
Exactly. And that's and that's kind of full circle. That's the whole reason why I wanted to record everybody and their experience right now, myself included. Because I'll look back on this, but again, this isn't going to be like some published podcast somewhere. This is just for us. I mean, everything was set up just for us. I promise you. From the program I use to the links I use, no one else will see it but us. And I hope people understand. Like, I hope that the game survives forever. They kind of get the idea. $1.99 is good, $2.99 is good, even up to $29.99. I could see that. Anything beyond that, minus jets. Like I would pay $70, $80 for a new jet, but I hope I get my money's worth and don't have to upgrade it before I can fly it.
Sure, and like I said, as far as that, they're just making it to where it's becoming to where it's not enjoyable anymore because of the cost. I mean, I love to fly and I do spend the money, but as far as flying all the time, I'm not flying all the time because I think it's a waste of time. Just like with the Sky Cup, I don't see the effort for the rewards that they're giving away to put in the effort to try to get the top rewards for it.
Well,
because like I said,
they
got the tracker missed for 24 diamonds compared to what they used to be, and it's just a waste.
Well, even the time for decals and shit like that.
Well, sure. Well, yeah, that's like I said, for instance, like tonight, if the war started at 7 o'clock, so I put the decals on for 7, and I fly till about 11 o'clock, and then I go to bed or midnight or whatever, then I get up that next morning, I only got a couple hours to fly with, so that was a waste.
Just a complete waste, yeah.
They need to put the decals back to what they used to be. If they did that, I would be a lot more happier with the cost that they got now, because those decals are just a big part of everybody's.
Well, and
as far as flying in.
I would be too, except there's one more thing. I think the missiles going up, in price, especially trackers. I mean, that's another thing that's like a slap in the face. Like, it's way too much for people that have been here forever. Already probably, $2 to $50,000 in, because I'm trying to get some of those players and try to understand where they were at that point. Like, is it a competition thing, or, what's going on with that? Because that's a lot of money.
Well, I mean, I've been playing over for a year, and and like I said, as far as we all been in the game for enough to know to where, I mean, the sky's the limit on what you want to spend. If you want to spend, say, $800 in a weekend, I know some guys have spent $400 in one night.
Exactly.
It's whatever you want to spend. You know.
But and those are the guys I want to interview. For example, I'm trying to get Low or Ghost. Even, I would like to see Ricky Bobby or Bread Circus. Like, I would love to talk to the top end players. I really would. And not to, bug them, just trying to understand, how much, what do you think, and why. I mean, it's that simple. But maybe people are embarrassed.
I would almost think Bread would. I've talked to him quite a bit. And
I have too, yeah, he's cool.
He's a cool, simple-minded person that I would think would probably, just a guess, I think he would do it.
Well, and you remember World Class, right?
Oh, sure.
I would love to talk to World Class. My biggest goal here is to talk to one community mod They can be anonymous. I don't care. But I would like to talk to them and get their experience as well, because they get a hell of a lot of shit that they probably don't deserve.
You know, and before doubles come out and everything, you know, people, if they was to put in over 100,000, you know, that was really doing something. Now we're seeing scores that's being 700 or something thousand. Yeah, I love for you to get low on here. You damn right, I'd love for you to get low on here, because I want to know how he's getting 700 something thousand. Because with the time frame and the no more amount of doublers, in my opinion, that they're selling, I want to hear it.
I do too. I think a lot of people do, including Cupid, because Cupid is, if I ever got low on here, Cupid's mind would fucking explode. I've said that in several now, but it's true. And could you imagine getting Cupid and Low in here together? Now, that's never going to happen. That's not my goal, but I'm just saying I would love to hear from Low, like in this format, before Cupid has a chance, but we're trying. If you spend money, that's fine. It's just, I want to know your experience, kind of thing. How did you do it, like you're kind of saying?
As far as spending money, I just started off, started just like everybody from scratch, and slowly worked my way up, you know. And then, like I said, yeah, there's times that I'll spend anywhere from $400 to $600 a month. But you know, since we come into T7s here, that, you know, is we all don't mind spending money, but how much money do you really just want to set on fire? You know, because I mean, these costs, they're just ridiculous.
They're stupid ridiculous, and my hunch is that it's really the Asian market that's carrying the game right now. I mean, it has to be, just because it's a huge player base, and I think that the Western server is probably who we have in Grimmies for the most part, and you take 240 players versus 10,000. I mean, which one would you cater to?
For sure.
You know what I mean? And
there's no doubt. Yeah. And like I said, we've all seen it. If you paid attention to the top squads, a lot like us at LLS, we was just dropping back because we got tired of trying to do the big wars for, you know, people. You know, and there's plenty of people that don't spend money at this game.
That's
so
true.
For them to get for them to put up 20,000, it's taking the whole war just to get to 20,000.
Right, and I don't understand the time. Oh, go ahead, bud. Sorry.
It's just, you know, the people, they love to play the game, but they don't want to spend no money. And like I said, where we was at LLS, we'd never force anybody to spend no money if they don't want to. But if you want to be competitive, that's what it takes.
See, and back in our day, even so, I was kind of known for a little bit there for just doing 20,000. You know, they would always kind of mock me. You know, oh yeah, you're gonna do the minimum. Well, yeah, I'll do that every fucking war for a few months, and I'm kind of proud of that. People started to recognize like the stability, I guess, in that. It's hard now. It's hard to hit 20K unless you have the time to just sit there and fly. If you don't want to spend money, and I'm talking about on my account, which is a tier 5. I don't even know what rank I am. Who fucking cares? But I can't even fly my F-18.
I fly death match pretty much the whole time usually, and you know, and where I'm at as far as it being a mega general, you know, with the tier 7, I'm flying against, you know, the 35 guys, Brad and all them, Mighty Mal, Adrena, you know, whoever it may be that flies death match. So when you get into death match at that position, the competition is fierce. You know, you're not going to get as many kills to get, say, 700 points per match.
Right. So it drops us down to, you know, 300-400, and that's a big hit.
Sure, and that's just going to take you that much longer to get to your 20,000 or whatever you're wanting to do as far as that war.
Yeah, and
you know,
and you know, it is what it is, I suppose. It just it's nice to hear other people's experience, especially someone that's 2 tiers above me. Like, so I want to be clear. I purposely waited and flew my F-18 because I was expecting the F-22, right? And then this canard shit came out. Well, that's fine. You know, I understand their business practice and shit, but I can tell you for sure that they have already rendered an A-10. I've seen it in gameplay, and I wish I could have got the screenshot of it. But long and the short, I think new game modes and shit may be coming out, but what troubles me is the fact that they don't care that they're losing the Western server base already. So I'm hoping to stick around.
Well, my understanding, they come out and said they weren't going to make any new game maps. It's my understanding. They weren't going to make any at all.
Well, it could be because of a profit loss even. And I've mentioned this to a couple community mods. I think they will agree with me. But again, the community mods can't even get through the devs, from what I understand. The devs are actually ignoring them too.
Well, that's kind of what I've read over myself. There's they're not getting anything told to them at all.
No.
But like I said, most people that as far as where you're at and where I've been at in the game, and the majority of the people that I've talked to about, they're ready for a new map. And it's like I said, we've been playing them all for so long. We all can fly damn near. We all can fly blindfolded. Just a matter of not hitting each other.
That's yeah, and it's a simple pattern. It really is, and the top players understand that. That's something I would love to get into, is technique as well. But I have to find a player that's retired, I guess. It would make more sense to have somebody like that versus an active player, I think. I mean, honestly, so I could speak about myself, and I don't know that I'm fully retired, but I don't think I want to do that either. I think, someone like the person you didn't mention, that would be a perfect person to ask.
And like I said, it falls back to what I've seen as far as a lot of squads. There's a lot of alliances going on with squads.
Right.
There's a lot of people that just want to fly platinums all the time because, they don't really want to do 20,000 anymore. I mean, really, like I said, I've been playing for over a year, and I've got a few particular squads that I help out all the time, and I love helping them out. But, as far as me just wanting to wander off, as far as where I'm at LA now, just to go murk everywhere, that's just not what I want to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, like, the most fun I've ever had is actually building up to platinum. Every time I've hit diamond, I've hated it. Every time. And I think a lot of players are like that.
It's like me and a good friend of mine, Cheeto, which everybody knows Cheeto.
Hey, Cheeto. We know Cheeto.
As far as, we used to call each other a wingman, and it's like when we do a war, it's like we was constantly, we was all constantly flying together pretty much all the time until we started getting to them super big wars, and it's like, everybody knows a big war, it's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. There ain't time to do nothing except fly, and it just gets boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gets to be so frustrating. You don't even have time to, like I said, if I do a big war, I'm not going to have time to come over there and, and shoot the breeze over in the Grimmies or in the LIA server. I'm in about 25 servers, so it's like you ain't got no time to do nothing.
Exactly. So, and go ahead, bud.
And like I said, the biggest thing that I've got to where I enjoy is just, talking with a lot of different people, just all over the world.
See, that's my favorite thing. I so want to have, in fact, I'm trying to get one of our Grimmy mods to come on. He said he would. He speaks English, fine enough. I've talked to him. I think it's intimidating for a lot of people like that because it seems to be that most people that speak excellent English, foreign, no matter what, they feel like they can't. And that's my thing. I want them to come out of their shell and just tell me their story, who they are as a person, but also their experience here, Well,
no matter who it may be for whatever squad that they may be in, as far as when you've been in a squad with somebody for a long time, everybody knows you build more than relationships than just friends. It really becomes a big family.
And it does. I'm so glad you said that because the whole reason I'm wasting my time doing this stuff, the editor, the 13 mods inside of Grimmy's, we all have a connection. We wake up every fucking morning and talk to the same people and daily. My thing is, let's find out who those people are.
And like I said, I deal with people that's not in my squad that I talk pretty much on a regular basis. As you just enjoy talking with people.
Exactly.
If you're a talk, some people they don't want to talk at all. But hey, if they don't want to talk, that's fine with me. It don't really matter to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm fine with that too. It's just I think this would be a benefit for most people that, are kind of hanging on with Sky Warriors right now. I really do. They can look back and remember a time and place where they were. I'm not here to, you know me. We've done this twice now, by the way. Thank you for doing it twice.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're welcome.
But the thing is I'm not out to get anybody. I'm really not. I'll give you a fair shake. I get my fair share of bullshit just by having somebody on. But that's on me.
Well, I mean, you got to be doing something right. You're doing it for free, so I think the world of that. You're just trying to make the Grammys better and get people's honest opinions of different things and maybe ideals or whatever you want to ask. You really hadn't put any pressure on me at all. I mean, like I said, but I'll talk to anybody.
Well,
period. It don't matter to me.
And I think that's what it's going to take for season 1. Somebody that I just did an interview with before you mentioned this. It would be great if I had a co-host and we turned it into a real podcast and blah fucking blah. Well, that might happen in season 2, but season 1 was kind of the idea that, look, I just want to interview you guys. I have no tag. I don't have any affiliation. I have people that are still flying as mods, of course, inside of Grimmy's. Well, if they didn't want this shit to happen, it wouldn't happen. I guarantee you. So, I mean, the whole point of this is just like you said. I just want to, talk to people. If they want to talk to me, let's do it. And the people that actually come on and talk, I respect them so much. You have big balls and big nips. I'm still waiting. Everybody says they want to talk to Queen. And I'm even trying to get, like, Princess, Balls. Do you know who Balls is?
Oh, yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah, and we were pretty tight back when her and Brown were flying. Because she was WD.
I'd either like to see the Queen, or I'd like to see Adrena, or I'd like to see the Goddess.
Well, and that's the thing. I would like to have all of those. And if anybody can help me, send them the link to this interview when it drops, right? And say, look,
But up there again is Goddess is in the Grimmy server, Adrena's in the server, the Queen's in the server. It don't have to be me or you to tell them what's going on. I mean, they know what's going on. It's just whether they want to do it or not.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Anybody can go to that server and go to that voice deal and see what's going on and read. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that the majority of on there that can read anyway.
Well, and now I didn't set this up, but now if you go just to the very top page, it says events, it says new podcasts. I didn't do that. I appreciate that they did that, but this was supposed to be kind of just a way to get people to the server, have fun in the server, the casino. Do you enjoy the casino?
Oh, I love the casino. I have a good time over there. I'm in that thing all the time.
So it's something to do during fueling, right?
Well, yeah. If I'm out of fuel or whatever, and I'm not on double or whatever on a gas boost or anything, I like to get over there and play it. Out there for when it first come up, I was the top scorer there until Moist took it over, him and Raptor. But hey, I enjoy it. It's gambling. I do go to Vegas and gamble and have a good time But it's just something to do throughout the day, whether I'm in my office playing on it or whatever.
Well, and that's the biggest thing for me. Like, I hope that Grimmy's. So the whole idea of Grimmy's was a town square, and I'm going to shout out all the servers that are helping us out. I'm talking about Banned and Busted. I'm talking about Sarah's server, which is selective. There's a few servers that I really wish I could shout out, but I want to make sure that they're okay with it. But Bandit Busted is a great place to go and cut up and have a good time. The Ace server, the public Ace server, is pretty good too. So I'm not trying to. I just want to make sure nobody in Grimmy's is trying to take all their traffic either. In fact, we were expecting a different mode from Discord where we could somehow tag certain servers, and I haven't seen that come to fruition yet. So.
Well, like I said, when you come into LA last night, I enjoyed visiting with you a little bit. I didn't, I think it's actually, in my opinion, it's a good thing you come into the servers. Kind of letting people know the new things might be going on. There's a lot of people that don't go over there. That's a part of it. They just don't want to go over there. Period. But they're a part of it.
I felt weird. I felt weird doing that. Right. I really did. And again, it's not about necessarily taken over. It's literally if you. I just want it to be a town square. That's what the real Grimmy, right? That's what he wanted as well. And don't get me wrong, Cyberdog still does check in with me every once in a while, and he's just busy. He's a very smart person that has a very important job, and he just didn't have time for this anymore.
I really like the part about what Mighty said. You know, as far as no matter what any of us do in life, you know, as far as Sky Warriors, it can be a good stress reliever. You know, as far as for all of us that's flying the game, if we didn't love the game, we wouldn't be flying in the game.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. So that's another thing. I send all these links of these interviews to community mods. I don't hear a lot about it, but hopefully one day we can get that anonymous mod at the very least. I don't know if they get paid. I don't want them to risk anything. And I've even offered voice modifiers. We can do that. So again, that's out there. It would just be nice to know that the people that are above us, the community mods, are with us as well. And at some point, it's got to trickle up to the somebody that can make a decision and say, oh, we're fucking up.
Well, I mean, it's just, you kind of put it on like, say, potatoes or something or anything. You got 10 potatoes, say 50 cents, or you can get, say, 20 potatoes for 25 cents. Which would it be? I mean, it's real simple. But they could cut it back, but they're just getting too greedy.
I completely agree.
When we're talking a Brazilian-based company. They're not even in the United States, so they're not taxed to death like we are here in the States.
Yeah, and with an angel investment of $260 million and now being worth probably close to $1 billion or $2 billion, who knows? They have several IPs. I understand they don't have time, but you would think they would make time.
What they say? Well, yeah, what they say the average salary is $155,000.
That's the average, yeah.
Well, they're living good. They're living good in Brazil on that, because you can go down to Mexico and have $1 million and live great the rest of your life down there. Period.
Yeah, and it really makes you think. Actually, what we're doing right now. Like, why are we paying for that?
Actually, I thought about buying a house down in Belize down there as far as retirement.
Absolutely. And I'm not knocking those guys for being good business people, to be clear. I just wish those good business people would help us out just a little.
Sure. Well, I mean, if they would come down on the prices for the average people that's playing, that's not really spending any money. Say you had something that used to be, say, $50, and you dropped it to 20 or 25. Wouldn't that be something for those people to probably consider on maybe getting and buying it?
Oh, hell, I think that would change the entire attitude of at least the Western server that we're talking to right now. I mean, even though we're a drop in the pan, numbers-wise, I think they would make more money overall by quantity rather than quality, as far as how much, hey, this guy in London will pay $1,000 for this, and this guy, yeah, don't do that. Just literally give us, decent prices, and the entire fucking game would produce more money for them. I guarantee it.
Well, it's just like we was talking about on the decals on the time. So you taking an average set of wars. So what I'm doing now is what I usually do is when I put on a set of decals, I'm going to pretty much pop a doubler just to get my points in, so I ain't wasting my decal, having to put on another set of decals.
Right, and I think there's a pattern to that, and I'm sure there's an algorithm that tells them, hey, this is the most profitable, and they're probably right. But there's a more ethical issue here. All these people that have, basically helped them build their game and get them, their nice house on a hill there in Brazil. That's what bugs me, is the disrespect for the players that help them make the money they're making.
Well, not only that, as far as we're seeing a lot more and more people retire. I mean, is even with the LLS, a lot of people they're just calling it quits. Mm-hmm. They're done with it.
And
they don't have time, and the game's just not. They're saying that the game's not enjoyable because of the cost.
And I think you. I just think that would. I'm sorry. I just think that somewhere somebody would figure that out pretty quick. It's just, I don't understand why they won't come talk to us about it.
Well, I mean, just in my opinion, from what I've seen, I don't get over there in that Sky Warriors deal. I got over there one time here a while back and made a comment. My comment was deleted, so I said after my comment was deleted, I just told myself I won't be back.
Exactly. And again, I don't know if that's all community mod issues. It very well could be coming from the top. Someone says, hey, delete that because it could cost us 10 cents or something.
Well, I mean, the fact of it is that everybody's over there that I pretty much will see. The majority of people over there that's making comments, they're spending money. Why ain't they listening to people spending money? Because if them people, it's like this: when you run your own business, if the customer ain't happy, what happens? That customer don't come back, don't they?
That's exactly my point.
That customer's the one that pays your bills and your salary, so you might already want to respect them, but it don't seem like it's that way.
No, and again, there's several things I could do with this podcast as far as trying to, hurt Sky Warriors. That's not the point. Once people lose interest in this, it'll just become a dead repository. You can always come back and see it. It'll be titled, probably the Grimcast or whatever it is right now. But again, I think people are showing loyalty from the player side, and I don't see it coming from the developer side. Not necessarily the mod side, but the developer side.
Well, have we seen anything come out of anything since we've been playing this game that's benefited the players? I ain't seen one damn thing yet.
I mean,
other than they come out new planes.
Well, let me give you an example. We had an idea for the giveaway before they even announced their shit, and the only reason we didn't throw that out there before them was because we were waiting to be basically what they call monetized, but it's certified as a server, and we're still waiting. But the thing is we could have beat them to a giveaway thing, and we can still make it work. We don't necessarily have to be attached to them. If it has to be PayPal or it doesn't matter. We can do giveaways, and basically you can get diamonds. We were trying to not fuck up their server and their whole fucking idea about a giveaway, but I guarantee you we had the idea before they did.
Well, I mean, like I said, y'all don't have to be affiliated with them, period. I mean, the Grimmies is the Grimmies. I mean, you can tell them to go fuck themselves.
And
you know what I mean? Who cares?
And that's the freedom in it. But that goes to show you, too, how loyal even the people in Grimmies are, because literally, if we somehow got affiliated and could offer up diamonds instead of going to PayPal or, whatever we had to do, how much easier would that be? And they're still making fucking money, and their player base is still here.
Oh, I agree with you 100% on that, but do I think it'll ever happen? No, I don't think it'll ever happen. Hush.
Never fucking happen. But we're already at 40 minutes, my man. Like, that flew by. So, is there anything you want to say or shout out or, ask me even?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, I enjoyed visiting. Ruger, hush. I enjoyed visiting with you. Definitely, I don't mind talking. I hope to do this again. Maybe say a couple months down the road to ask my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for the responses from Season 1, because everybody that's being introduced, I'm sure you're going to have, somebody that has a question or something. Who knows? But I think the response thing will bounce back and forth for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of people that, I would like to see come on here and hear their opinion, but whether they do or not, I can't answer that,
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I'm getting better at this, so I just want to thank you again for doing this twice.
I appreciate it.
Honestly, bro, you've been amazing. You've been nothing but supportive, and I hope people, kind of come to you and learn who you are, Get Her Done. And who knows, you want to shout out LAA or?
Hey, LAA supports the Grimmies.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Again, maybe a little birdie for some of the other members. But I'll tell you what, Get Her Done, you're always a pleasure. And I certainly hope you had a good time.
I did, Breeze. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. And we'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll see you, buddy.
All right, bud.
Always